Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Matt with Green Bar Trading. So in this video, I'm going to go over my thoughts on the market, what led to my success trading this morning, being up $185, just trading part-time. But I'm going to go over what I see in the markets, some of the news that came out, the bond yields, everything that went into my thinking, and some key levels that we were looking at this morning. So before I get into it, hit the thumbs up. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up for the video. And if you are new, consider subscribing to the channel. All right, so let's get into it. What did we see this morning? Well, this morning we had James Bullard, who was on CNBC. So I was listening to what they were saying, and he sees a good shot at beating inflation. But he also thinks that a 50 basis point move might be smart. And, he said 2023 should be all about raising those rates. Do not stop until there's a clear sign that inflation's coming back. He had mentioned the 1970s where they did not do enough. Inflation came back, and there was about 15 years of just terrible inflation. They will not or do not want to make the same mistake. All right, so what ends up happening here is the bond yields are starting to pull back. All right, the bonds are going up, the yields are going back down. This again was trading not with what the Fed is saying. All right, we've seen this before where the bond market tries to fight what the Fed is doing. And when the bond yields go down, tech and the stock market usually goes up. We have seen an inverse correlation lately with this, the bond market just not believing the Fed. It's probably because what we saw in the pre-market at 7 o'clock, the mortgage applications continue to go down week over week. So we are seeing, at least with the housing market, that has definitely been affected by the Fed. But that's not the issue. The issue is the services. All right, that inflation has remained extremely sticky. I don't know if any of you have been to a grocery store or out to eat. The prices have gotten insane. That cannot last. All right. So until that happens, because services makes up a huge part of our GDP, that is going to have to pull back. Wages are simply too high right now. The labor market is simply too tight. So at the moment, we're starting to see that the yields are pulling back, and the market was up this morning. But it started to turn a little bit. And that's what I'm going to show you guys here in the charts. And, it really, after a very big down day yesterday, and we're just going to look at this on the 30-minute chart, you can see yesterday's trading right here, a very big red day. And when we didn't see some more pop here off the open to at least get back some of those losses, to me, that was extremely bearish. After a very big either red day or green day in the market, you will usually see a bounce. You will usually see a bounce, and we just simply have not seen that. And that was very bearish to me. So on the 30-minute chart, this was a key level here, this 404. We broke it yesterday, and now we're continuing to the downside. You can see right here where we're currently trading, just about to the lows here of the last couple of weeks. So right to this point right here. All right, we retraced the entire move. And now we're back to where we started, back here at the beginning of February. So all of February's gains have been given back at the moment. So what did I trade? What was I looking at? So I traded the micro E-minis for the Nasdaq 100. And let's just bring this onto a bigger screen for you guys to see. You can see there that I made $185, like I said. Right now, it's hitting and having support currently at the moment at its lows for the pre-market. So what was I looking at here in the pre-market? I had a pre-market scalp level right here. All right, you can see in the Asia session, the UK open, right? In this whole Globex overnight period, that's where we saw this 12,140 as a pretty key level. So what did I do here? My first trades was I went long. So after we got the breakout and pulled on back, I took a long here. That was my first trade, a quick scalp, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. That was for about $25. And then once we broke under it, this turned into resistance. Now, off the open, what I was looking at was this other key level, and we just broke down to the day's lows here. Very, very weak looking market. This could turn out to be a really bad day. Depending on what happens, obviously, there's a lot of time left. But like I said, this is something that after a big day down, with yields down, you don't want to see this continuation if you're a bull. Now, in our Discord community, we have obviously been very bearish since I called this point right here. Back on February 2nd, I said we probably hit the highs for the year. In our Discord community, everybody that's in there heard me say it. We took puts, made a very good profit here on the way down. And so far, that is the high for the year. And we've pulled on back quite a bit. So that link for the Discord will be down below for you guys. So going back to the 1 minute chart, what I was looking at was this level here and then this key level here from yesterday. You can see it was resistance after support, resistance, and then what do you know? It hit that same exact spot, basically to the penny and reversed hard. All right, so that's where we're at now. I waited. I wanted to see first if we broke out of this little pivot point here in the trend line. I was going to go long, took a long up to here, covered, and then started to jump on the bandwagon down lower and lower as I was watching the Qs and key levels break down on that and watching the SPY, seeing that it was breaking down. It could not beat or break those pre-market highs. So this is something I always look at. If the market is not able to break pre-market highs, there's a good chance that in a weak market like we're seeing right now, it can really go down quickly. And you can see during this volume cluster right here that it tried to hold this low here, right? So the pre-market low right where we opened, it was also trying to hold this very key level here on the SPX, which is the S&P 500, of 4,000. You can see that huge breakdown. Once 4,000 couldn't hold, a very, very big sell-off. Exactly what we called in our Discord community. All right? So I hope that you guys found some value with this. If you did, hit the thumbs up, like I said, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.